All right, so now we're here in the gizmos. You guys can click this link, make sure we log in, and we're in the rotation, reflections, and translation gizmos again. All right, and then just to emphasize, clockwise, CW means clockwise, CCW means counterclockwise. Hopefully you figured that out by now. All right, so we're gonna do some rotations, just emphasize things, practice things again, so on and so forth. All right, so set your figure type to segment and operation to rotate around the origin. So figure type, segment, operations, rotate around the origin. All right, now we're gonna set, so I like to show table, that's gonna help things. All right, so I'm showing table, I'm gonna drag A. Now again, looking at my table makes life easier. 7, 5, or excuse me, 5, 7. There we go, and B is gonna be at 4, -2. Oops. Looking at your table while doing this makes life a million times easier. All right, so this is actually, in all seriousness, this might be my favorite gizmos. Why? Because you actually get to see a rotation happen in real time. Yesterday when we were doing rotations, it was very rigid. We did it 90, then it kind of disappeared and we went to 180, and then you saw it at 270. All right, you just kind of saw 4 unique spots of a rotation. Here, this gizmos, we see a nice fluid rotation. All right, look how smooth that is. All right, I'm just spinning it around. Play around with it a little bit too, even make some different points, rotate it around. But look how smooth that rotation is. All right, looks really cool. All right, so we're gonna just do each rotation. We're gonna go counterclockwise. All right, so when we do this, it's probably easier to tap and type in 90 degrees, and boom, there we go. All right, so first off, let's start with our original point. So sometimes I like to do this, is like I'm going to circle A, B as 5, 7, or A, B in red, which A was 5, 7, and then B was 4, -2. All right, and then after this 90-degree rotation, see, like I'm gonna box this in orange, or I could even just write the coordinates in orange. But now I know by looking at this, A prime, which they call E, but we'll call A prime on our notes, is -7, 5. So we'll write A prime. And then B is at 2, 4. So boom, right there. All right, so -7, 5, 2, 4, and let me even label these points as A and B. All right, so we're just getting more practice. And again, look how that actually happens. Let's look at the gizmos. Oops, can I zoom in at all? Probably not. Anyways, look how that natural, nice, smooth rotation of 90 degrees happens. All right, looks kind of cool when you see it happen in real time. All right, and then let's go to 180. Let's see if I can get 180 perfect. 182. No. Remember, it's easier probably just to type it in. Boom, there we go. Perfect 180 rotation. But anyways, now let's just plot the points. Doing a lot of repetition today. This time, A prime is going to be at -5, -7. And F is going to be at -4, 2. Or I'll call that B prime. All right. So -5, -7, -4, 2. All right, and then let's cruise right along. Let's knock out 270. Perfect. I didn't have to type it in. I'm so sweet. I'm so good at this. All right. Now A, or A prime, which they call E, is at 7, -5. And F is at -2, -4. All right. And then if I go full 360, watch this. Boom. It's the same exact thing. All right. So full 360 rotation is just going to land us back at 5, 7, 4, -2. All right. And then looking at this graph here on the right, see how that's what I mean by very rigid. We see a 90 degree, a 180, a 270, but really what happens in between, well, looking to the left on this gizmos, we get to see what actually is happening. All right, we get to see the actual rotation occur, which I find satisfying and cool. All right, so think about it. A 90 degree counterclockwise rotation. Here, we still want the gizmos open, but I want a little bit more room to write. All right. A 90 degree counterclockwise is the same as 270. A 180, direction doesn't matter, and then 90. All right. So remember, I don't do 270, I do 90 degrees. I do 180 either way, or I do 90 degrees the other way. All right, 270, we don't really have to do, just do 90 degrees in the other direction. Cool. All right, now we're gonna practice rotating a quadrilateral. So let me get this a little bit bigger now. So now I'm gonna select figure is quadrilateral. A quadrilateral has 4, sides. I can't drag this now, hopefully this. All right, now what's my points? A is at 5, 0. Oh, I was dragging the wrong point, embarrassing. There we go, 5, 0. B is at 0, 10, so B was actually where it needed to be before I ruined it. There we go. C is at -5. And then D's right there. All right, what a beautiful looking quadrilateral. All right, so let's go ahead and plot this bad boy. I like to start out in red, pretty cool color. But anyways, A, B, C, oops, I don't know why I put prime, and then D. Cool. All right. Now, again, let's just, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. So excited to do this rotation, I sneezed. Let's do a 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation. So you might already know where it's gonna land, or you might not. Again, just look at this nice, beautiful, let's just do a full rotation. That looks pretty cool, so satisfying, so beautiful. Hooray, geometry. Let's just do it right at 90 degrees. Oop, I passed it. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now notice how A prime, they call E is now at 0, 5. B prime, they call F is at -10, 0. D, which they call G, is at 0, -5. Or G, C prime. And then H for D prime is over here. Pretty cool. All right, so 0, 5, -10, 0, 0, -5, and 10, 0. All right. Now, let's knock out this 180. Let's see how beautiful this is gonna look. Oh, I missed it. This is gonna be too hard to get. There we go. Nice. Oh my gosh, it's the same exact thing. So it actually rotates back onto itself. So let's do this in highlighter. That way we can emphasize that it's rotated back onto itself. So this actually has rotational symmetry. This is why I wanted to do this one. All right. However, this is going to be A prime. This is going to be B prime. This is going to be C prime. And that's going to be D prime. And it just looks like that. So all the points are on the opposite because it's a 180, obviously. And then so A, what I say, A is now negative 5, 0. B is now 0, negative 10. C is 5, 0. And 0, 10 for D prime. All right, and then a complete 270, or not complete, but then the last one I should say, because complete would be 270, is boom, it rotates back onto itself again. Or it rotates back onto the 90-degree one. Let's just type it in. Boom. All right, so let's do this one in highlighter as well. Let's pick highlighter green. All right, now A is going to be right here. That's A prime. Then B prime is going to be here, so on and so forth. Look how beautiful this looks. All right, and then let's knock out this table. 0, negative 5, 10, 0, 0, 5, and negative 10, 0. All right. So, something's going on. There is some rules. There is rules for rotations. I told you the rules yesterday. I don't have the rules memorized, but some people like to memorize them. I suggest not memorizing the rules. I suggest just rotating your piece of paper and physically doing the rotation and thinking about it to do it. However, the rules are as follows. And in fact, there is one rule I have memorized, is 180. 180, the order stays the same, but negative, order stays the same, but both of the signs change. But if we go 90 degrees counterclockwise, let me think. Let's start this one down here just to emphasize it, even though ultimately I want you to do this on your own. All right, let's do 5, 3. Okay. Now, notice how we have 5, 3. Let's just look at this gizmos on the left. If I rotate 90 degrees, again, I think if you talk about the rules, oops, that was supposed to be 5, 3. Struggle is real right now. There we go. All right. I think the rules can be a little bit messy, but just to emphasize using 5, 3, notice how B goes out in front but becomes negative and A goes out and back but stays the same number. And then similarly for 270, I think it just well, let's just show you 180 how I wasn't lying. All right, order stays the same, but both numbers are now negative. And then 270, you guys probably figure this one out just by process of elimination. If I can either hit it. But notice how B comes out in front, but it's now positive, and A goes in the back, but now it's negative. All right, so that's just for the counterclockwise ones, and there's rules for clockwise. I just think it's messy. I say just do the rotations, don't worry about the rules. But some students just like to memorize them, and that's how they learn it. Just some. But I want you aware of the rules just to know that they exist. All right, so I almost kind of basically did this first one for you, but I just want you guys to just knock this out. Do this on your own. You got the gizmos up. Just continue to do rotations, get practice. At this point, you probably can do the rotations without the gizmos, but it's fun to practice in the gizmo itself. And we're going to be switching from segment to then triangle to quadrilateral to all kinds of things, all right? So knock out the rest of the notes using the gizmos, and then we got some follow-up problems in Canvas.